Hello everyone, and welcome to another video designed to support my course It's Never Too Late to Learn IT. In this video we're going to look at using keyboard shortcuts. I'm a touch typist and sometimes I find it easier to use these keyboard shortcuts than to take my hand off the keyboard and use the mouse or the touch screen. This isn't a definitive list of keyboard shortcuts, this is just the ones that I personally use most often. So if you're interested in finding out the complete list of keyboard shortcuts, I suggest you use the internet to find a full list. So first, we're going to look at cut, copy and paste. If you're unsure about what cut, copy and paste do, then scroll back up the course and refer to the section on cut, copy and paste. The three keys that you need for cut, copy and paste are located next to each other on the bottom row of the keyboard, X, C and V. Notice that for all these keyboard shortcuts, you start by holding down the CTRL key. On my keyboard there are two of these, one at the bottom left and one at the bottom right. So I'm going to start by demonstrating copy, Control and C. Now as I'm using the keyboard, you aren't actually going to see me doing anything, but you will be able to see when I paste the copied text back into the document. So remember that whenever you want to copy or cut a piece of text or a graphic, you have to start by telling the computer which piece of text or which graphic it is that you want to cut or copy. So I'm going to start by highlighting a bit of text, and I'm using the mouse for this. And now I'm going to use the keyboard. I'm going to press down the CTRL key and I'm going to press C for copy. So you won't see anything happen. Now I'm going to use my mouse again to click at the end of this sentence, and again I'm going to use the keyboard and I'm going to press the CTRL key and the V key to paste in what I've just copied, and there's my pasted text. I've removed that text because I don't want it in the final version of the course, and now I'm going to demonstrate Control and S. Now earlier on in the course I talked about the difference between save and save as. Once you've saved a document for the first time and it's got a name and the computer knows where to save it to, if you just click on save, you won't see anything happen. And I can demonstrate that, or not, because you aren't going to see anything happen, because the document that I'm working on already has a name and the computer already knows where to save it to. So if I now press the Control key and then press S, trust me, I am actually doing that, and you haven't seen anything happen. However, as we discussed in the section on save and save as, if your document hasn't been previously saved, telling the computer to save it will bring up the Save As box. So I'll demonstrate that by first of all starting a new document, and as you can see at the top of the screen, this document doesn't have a name. So if I now press the Control key on the keyboard and then press S, that will bring up the Save As box because the computer is asking me what I want to call the document and where I want to save it to. So how did I start that new document while I was talking to you? I used this shortcut here. I held down the Control key, I pressed N on the keyboard, and it starts me a new document. So just backtracking, we'll now look at Control and P, which is the keyboard shortcut for print. So just going back up a second, we'll look at Control and P. If I hold down the Control key and press P, that will bring up the print section asking me if I want to print the document. Next we're going to look at Control and plus and Control and minus. Now, generally speaking, I use those when I'm using my web browser if I want to zoom in or out of a web page. So here we are on a web page, and I'll demonstrate them both to you. Control and plus. On my keyboard, the plus key is at the top row, the right hand end of the top row of the keyboard. Two keys are after the 0. So I'm going to hold down the Control and then press plus, press it again and again, and you can see it zooming in to the content of your web page. If I then hold down the Control key and press the minus, which is on my keyboard is next to the plus, minus, 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 and you'll see it zooms out. Going back to our list of shortcuts, I'll now demonstrate Control and A. Control and A highlights all the text or the items either in your document or on a list. So if I hold down the Control key and press A now, and then scroll up, you'll see that it's highlighted all of the text in my document. So that means, should I want to, I can now copy it or cut it out of this document, and then I can paste it into somewhere else. Copy and paste or cut and paste is a very useful and powerful way of moving text from one document to another, or even from one app to another. You can copy text, for example, from a Word document and paste it into an Excel spreadsheet if you want to. To safely remove your highlighting, just move your mouse cursor to click or use your finger to tap in a blank bit of the document. Don't try typing anything while all your text is highlighted, because all the text that is highlighted will be deleted. So always just move your mouse and click or tap in a blank bit of the screen to safely remove the highlighting. If you do accidentally type something while all your text is highlighted and lose everything, the trick is don't panic. Think of Mr. Mannering, don't panic. Because that's exactly what this next keyboard shortcut is for. Control and Z, or undo. Or as I always say, undo is your best friend on the computer. And it's very easy to accidentally highlight everything and not notice what you've done. For example, if you're trying to type an uppercase A and you miss the Shift key and you hit the Control key instead and type your A, you may not even be looking at the keyboard. I'm a touch typist, I might not have noticed that. You carry on typing and all your text has gone. So you don't panic, you don't try and fix what you've done because you don't necessarily know what you have done, so you just use the Control key and the Z, and magically all of your document, all of your text, or whatever it is you've accidentally deleted or highlighted will be returned. And once you've undone something, if you want to, you can redo it. This isn't a shortcut that I ever use myself, but it's available if you need it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again in the next one.